I think we've done a great job as a team. Kind of starts with the team captains and then goes throughout the team as a personal responsibility of kind of self-policing. Me personally, knowing how this virus can affect people, has really been awesome to see my teammates all be accountable to make sure we're matched up on the practice, in the dining room, and kind of wherever we're going around the facilities, kind of keeping each other accountable and being personally accountable so that you are doing whatever you can to protect your teammates.
Next question will be Pat Burnham from the Osceola.
Hey, Andrew, glad to feel much better, obviously, and you all thinking about you and your family and friends. And, I know I read one article today about this one of the defensive ends who went through COVID back all similar years, and he has struggled to get back. How long did it take you to get back to 100% where you could get into training in the offseason? And then obviously, how excited were you to get back on the practice and good new coach staff?
So for me personally, once I was symptom-free and trying to get back into it, I would say it probably took 2.5 weeks to kind of start getting getting back in shape. Obviously, I wasn't in full football shape, but just to even be able to go run a mile and not be short of breath, I would say probably 2 weeks of kind of trying to run and kind of get my legs back under me. And as far as getting back and being with everyone, it's been awesome. Obviously, being cooped up at home, it's good to be with family and seeing everyone. It's obviously important, but there's nothing better than being back in your teammate, being with all your teammates on the practice field, in the weight room, just kind of working together towards the same goal. And I'm excited for this upcoming fall.
Next will be Kurt Warwick from the Democrat.
And you're really in a position group is probably the toughest to kind of replicate anything that is kind of practical that you normally have gotten through at the spring over the summer when you're all apart. So I guess with that, how did you and I guess your other offensive linemen talking to kind of do what you could to stay as close as you could and learn what Coach Atkins was expecting out of you? And what kind of impression did you get of the stage y'all are in today out there at the beginning?
So I think over the summer, the biggest emphasis was Zoom. I know everyone was kind of working on Zoom, but we were meeting daily with Coach Atkins, and then on top of that, we had kind of group meetings by centers, guards, tackles, things like that to kind of really hone in on what we need to do because, like you guys know, it's a brand new offense. So with that being said, we really took it upon ourselves to work with each other and work with Coach to make sure that we're on point when we all came back together here towards the end of the summer. And from a just physicality standpoint, I think we look good. We obviously, with the whole new group, it takes a little bit of time for everyone to kind of get in their groove and kind of get on the same page, know what it's like working with this guy at this place and this guy at this place. But I think that's kind of the point of fall camp, and we're working right now, and I think things are looking good, and I think they'll only improve.
Next will be David Visser.
Hey Andrew, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Good. So after seeing that Jamarcus Chapman is opting out for the season, did he come and talk to you at all about your experience? Have other teammates talked to you about maybe making the decision? And if so, what did you tell them?
So I talked to a couple teammates when I first came back. They obviously just wanted to know what it was like for me. I was the first one on the team to have it, and obviously everyone was curious because it was a popular thing. So I just kind of explained to them my situation. I kind of said it came out of nowhere. My whole family had it, and I knew I potentially was at risk, but I thought I was going to be asymptomatic. Me being confident, I said, I just have a good immune system, I'm fine. And it came out of nowhere and hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was down for the count. I feel like I had been through an entire fall camp. My body was broken down. I was tired, just crazy fever. And so I just told them it's serious, even for people our age, because obviously there's been some coaches at other programs and other people in the media saying, these young people, they don't need to worry. But, I mean, for me, it was definitely a crappy situation. So I just kind of told that to my teammates and said, as long as that's why I emphasized to them we need to follow the protocol that Jake, our head trainer, and Coach Norvell put in place so that we can do everything we can to keep everyone healthy and be together ready for the fall.
Next will be Gene Williams from Moorcamp.
Hey Andrew, when you guys went out there today, what was just as a group as a whole, the offensive line, what was the mentality you guys compared to maybe at this point last year? I know it was a different group, different coaches, but do you feel is there a palpable attitude change among you guys, maybe a chip on your shoulder?
I definitely think so. I think it starts from the top. Coach Atkins definitely has this kind of tough love mentality with us that I think is super important. And it kind of reminisces to me how it kind of was when I first got here. when the O-line was really in shape and kicking butt. And Coach Atkins kind of brings that fire and brings that. He's definitely supportive and definitely coaching, teaching, but he brings it with a little bit of tough love and a little bit of kind of pushing you in the right direction. So I think everyone has a huge kind of giddy up to really get right and get into just getting into stride. So, I mean, obviously it takes time, like I said before, working together with the guys in different positions, but with Coach Atkins at the helm and kind of giving us that push we need, I'm excited. I think we're going to do big things.
Next will be Pat Burner from the Osceola.
Hey, Andrew, you guys were doing some cross training and training where you guys were working at center and the husband, you and Vivian, and obviously you played some guard in high school. I saw you played as a sophomore. Do you have a preference as a guard or center, and how is the cross training going?
Yeah, so personally for me, I like playing center better just because I think at center you really have an opportunity to see the whole defense. And so it gives you, for me at least, I get to kind of be able to see, all right, the safety's coming from the left side or the linebackers are cheating up on the right. Whereas guard, you really only have like more of half the defense. You don't have as much visibility. So that's just for me personally, I like center. But cross training, like working in both positions, I think is vital because however Coach Norvell, Coach Dillingham, Coach Atkins figured is the best set and the best way for us to be placed, we will be ready. So we have 3 guys that can play guard and center between me, Bavion, and Maurice Smith. So like having that kind of flexibility, plus all the other guys we have guys that play guard and tackle. So having all that flexibility on the offensive line really allows us to be fresh, so we can rotate guys if we need to. If a guy goes down, we can fill spots super easily. So just that, and I think that is something that in previous years we've kind of been a little one-dimensional, where if someone goes down, we kind of are in trouble, whereas I don't think that'll be as big an issue this year.
Next will be Corey Clark from Moorcamp.
Andrew, you've only had 4 practices with Coach Atkins, but you've had hours upon hours of Zoom calls. What have you been your impressions of him as a coach? He's a guy that's considered an up-and-coming assistant in this profession. I guess how impressive, or maybe if he hasn't been impressive, but I assume he has been impressive, has he been in the last 4 or 5 months?
He's been very impressive. Just from the standpoint of he does a very good job of teaching people where they're at. So for guys that have been here a while, he really helps break down why we're doing things and kind of the next level of like looking at different kind of movement, looking at like different kind of safety positioning, things like that. But for the freshman guys that just come in here, he does a good job at helping them build the basics, build the foundation. So his kind of ability to teach people at their level where they're at and do it kind of all at once is very impressive to me. And he also emphasizes some important like things I didn't realize were important, but just feeling them at practice and feeling the way they help me improve my blocking, some techniques that I just didn't even realize. So just kind of new things he brings to the table, as well as the ability to kind of teach the different levels all at the same time in the same room is very impressive to me.
Next is Chris Nee from 247.
Hey, Andrew, can you talk about being in a 3-way battle for a center position and just a little bit about how Maurice has come along after a year of being in the program?
So first of all, Maurice is my dog. One of the coolest things I think about our offensive line room, especially our center position, is we have 3 guys that are very, very competitive, but all also good friends. So I think that just kind of helps us to be our best. Just like last year we saw, just having competition always improves the quality of the offensive line. The more competition you have, the more guys are pushing every single day in practice to earn the spot, to get better, going after to watch film, going after to do pass sets and things like that. That where it's like if a guy just has the spot locked up, that's not necessarily the case. So I think that's one thing that, and we have that at a couple of positions, honestly. So having that competition really just fires guys up and makes you, just gives you something to work and be kind of fire under your belly to go and work every day at practice.
We'll go to Ira from Moorcamp.
Andrew, James has been through a lot as a quarterback with 4 different systems, and how have you seen him adapt to a 4th new offense? And I know you guys are all going through it, but it's probably a little bit different for a quarterback to some degree. What have you seen from him, and especially now as he's going into his 4th year in the program?
I mean, I've been impressed with him. It's very obvious that he has the best grasp of the offense, and he just takes command out there. I mean, Coach Norvell and Coach Dillingham's system is not simple, especially the quarterback position. You got to basically be kind of accountable for everyone at all times. I think Jay Blige does a great job of doing that. it's obviously last year was a little bit more simple. I think just the complexity of this offense so far, seeing the way Jay Black's been able to read stuff and kind of help us as offensive line point out, okay, look, we need to flip this protection because they're coming from here. Oh, look, when this run play, they're gonna slant. Just kind of stuff like that, communicating to the offensive line is something that we didn't do last year, and just the way he's been able to do it this year has been impressive. So I think with someone who has a grasp of this offense and the way that they're coaching it, I think we're going to be dangerous.